grass is freshly mowed. The lines, they've been painted. And after 8 months of anticipation, the day has finally arrived. It's opening day of the college softball season. We've got a top 25 matchup in store as Virginia Tech visits South Carolina. With that, we say hello and welcome back to the ballpark, everyone. Kate Crenshaw alongside Amanda Poole. So happy to have you here with us. Amanda, it's just game one. And the Women's College World Series seems like a long ways away. But both these coaches agree, nights like this, matchups like this, could be a tone setter for a championship chase.
Oh, certainly. But it's not just about that number one in the win column to start off this season strong. Both these teams had to fill big holes in their lineups in the offseason. So this weekend, a perfect opportunity to put the pieces together.
Yeah, the Gamecocks have 14 newcomers, but one of the critical pieces they have back from their super regional team a year ago is their Gold Glove first baseman, Ariana Rodi.
Yeah, the South Carolina senior cementing herself in South Carolina history last year with a single season program record, 17 home runs and 49 walks. Rodi has that perfect balance of patience and power at the plate. Now stepping into a larger leadership role this year, setting an example for the talented but young faces South Carolina welcomes.
On the opposite side, for the Hokies out of the ACC, they also have a power bat back, Michelle Chatfield.
Yeah, talk about someone who's gotten better and better every year, breaking records her freshman year. Then last year, a career-high batting average, hitting .386, good for second on the team. And now this year, head coach Pete Demore praising her consistency, saying, you know what you're going to get from her, plays incredible defense and packs a punch at the plate.
An all-ACC first-teamer a year ago. She'll be at the top of this Hokies lineup to work against South Carolina right-hander Jory Hurd, who's back for her senior season. Amanda, one of the fourth-year players in this program, a player that Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard has a lot of confidence in.
Yeah, Jory Hurd, also known as the Alpha this season. That's what Coach Woodard has been telling us. Expect a lot of experience showcase today from her. That's why she's getting the start today.
Hurd, a .279 ERA last season and just over 140 innings. She held opponents to a .233 batting average. Big matchup here to start out the season, Amanda. What are you expecting?
Well, power from Virginia Tech, because historically that is all they've done, right? 112 home runs last year. They have a lot of power, but this field, Beckham Field, is a pitcher's field. So expect that battle from the circle. See if Virginia Tech can try to play the short game or knock a couple out of here. 200
in the corners, 210 in the alleys, 220 to straightaway center field, and you've got no breeze whatsoever here to help you tonight as Addison Foster makes her way towards the box, and we are just moments away from getting a 2026 college softball season underway. Foster, a newcomer for the Hokies, spent 2 years at Stetson before transferring after an all-ASUN campaign last season. Hurd's first pitch, over but low. Virginia Tech, 43-13 last season, a third-place finish in the ACC, with an 18-6 mark in league play. Their season ended in the regional round down in Tuscaloosa with a pair of one-run losses to Alabama. Two-0 offering from Hurd. Paints the outside edge for a called strike.
Just brought that ball up just a little bit in the strike zone. Hurd trying to find her footing early.
Hurd working on Addison Foster. Ground ball will sneak through the right side. First at bat of the season, first hit of the year for the Hokies.
Coach Demore spoke very highly of Foster, the Stetson transfer. Just said she wants to do whatever it takes to win, no matter where that is in the lineup. But she's got such a high on-base percentage, and she's starting off strong with Virginia Tech.
She hit .411 last season, in addition to 25 extra base hits. Here's Kylie Aldridge, senior out of Hope Mills, North Carolina. Two lefties at the top of the Virginia Tech order. Now Lexi Winters, Gamecock senior catcher and captain, is going to walk out for a quick conversation here with her.
Talk about veterans. Lexi Winters is one of them. She had such a strong performance in the Supers last year for South Carolina. She's somebody that can play at a high level and has proved it time and time again. Little reset maybe to start things off.
Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard shared a funny story with us about Lexi Winters, and it was just as South Carolina's season ended a year ago in the Super Regional loss to UCLA. Obviously, coach was very upset that the season came to a close. They were one win away from Oklahoma City. But as she walked outside, she saw Lexi Winters' parents standing outside, and she said, suddenly the thought just popped in my mind. Lexi Winters is coming back. We're going to be okay. Shows you how much the catcher means to the head coach. Aldridge will foul it off, bring our count to 2-1.
South Carolina was able to hold on to Ella Chansey as well, the starting third baseman for this squad, now on as an assistant. So Coach Woodard able to kind of figure out ways to keep players that have helped make an impact on this team.
A lot of newness around with 14 newcomers, but a lot of familiarity too. There's an undertoss to Rhodey for the first out of the ball game as Aldridge is retired. Foster moves into second.
First baseman number 4, Michelle Chatfield.
Here's Michelle Chatfield, the All-ACC performer a year ago. We talked about her just a moment ago. 15 home runs, a lot of power here at the plate. The Gamecocks are going to work a slight pull side shift here. You see Carly Shelton moving over the second baseman to the shortstop side of the bag. With a runner in scoring position and one out, the 0-1 flared opposite way, foul.
Jory Hurd maybe trying to jam her up, get that ball over there where their defense is. And that was one of the biggest question marks for Coach Woodard this season. She said it's probably our defense is going to be the biggest question mark just because of the youth they have on that left side.
Shea Anderson, true sophomore at short. Didn't see the field much last season because the Gamecocks had an experienced graduate shortstop in Brooke Blankenship. 0-2 offering to Chatfield was fouled away. Then, next to Shea Anderson over at third base, Tate Davis, who transferred in from Ole Miss. But last year, just saw 15 games of action in Oxford. So a lot of youthfulness on that side to counteract a lot of experience, Shelton Rhodey.
Yeah, Coach Woodard saying, you know, it's kind of balances itself out. It is a little different, but it does balance out.
Chatfield continuing to battle away here. The Lovettsville, Virginia native, now in her junior season. The 0-2 toss from Hurd. Off the plate, it's ball one. South Carolina last season, 44-17. They won 13 SEC games and were a national seed. 1-2, Chatfield continues to battle. The 1-2 from Hurd. Swing and a miss, strike three. Jory Hurd's first strikeout of the season is the second out of the inning.
Credit to Jory Hurd, staying composed there in the circle, just working those pitches, trying to get comfortable in the zone there, just reaches that outside edge.
Early on, Jory Hurd missing some spots. Gamecock catcher Lexi Winters went out for a conversation, really locked in on that at bat with Chatfield. Here's Jordan Lynch. Sophomore chops it to second. Shelton collects, and that's the inning. Addison Foster connects on a leadoff single, but Jory Hurd settles down and closes out the frame. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. A junior lefty, a .332 ERA last season in just over 92 innings. Leading off for South Carolina for the second straight year, outfielder Quincy Lelio. Here's a big spark plug for them on their way to the Super Regionals. Mazzarone, a North Carolina native. His third team all ACC in 2025. Lelio, meanwhile, had a breakout campaign a season ago, Amanda, after she really didn't see much time in 3 years at Oklahoma. The reason why? She had All-Americans playing in front of her as a part of 3 straight national championships. Comes to South Carolina, hits .359, starts every game, and has 15 extra base hits.
And it's from that experience last year, too, and even just her time at Oklahoma, just learning what it's like to play, you know, in the SEC, and then being able to bring that experience into this year. Coach Chastain Woodard saying, you know, she's been so stable and so just cool, calm, and collected this year. Her and Rhody just being able to be those level-headed forces on this team right now as the main leaders.
2-2 the count on Lelio, the Oceanside, California native. Mazzarone fires. Sent in the air, opposite way, tracking it down is Foster, who makes the grab on the run. A transfer portal pickup for the Hokies, and Coach Pete DeMoore told us, Amanda, they felt like they needed to add some outfield depth. And Addison Foster, who was an infielder last year at Stetson, earns a starting job in center for Virginia Tech, and now we see why.
Yeah, you talk about those holes they had to fill in the lineup, and clearly this coaching staff saw something in Foster that's paying off early.
Another returner for the Gamecocks in the 2-hole is Carly Shelton. Hometown kid, grew up just down the road in Lexington, South Carolina. Less than a half hour away from Columbia.
A whole handful of South Carolina natives on this roster.
An ongoing trend for this team of kids that South Carolina was their dream school as Shelton gets clipped. Caught her on the right side. Looked like to be in the leg area. Gamecock training staff going to come out and check on Shelton. Take another look.
Just down completely in that batter's box. Shelton's trying to avoid it. Mazzarone still trying to find command right now in the circle.
Shelton healthy enough to stay in this game, and that brings up Ariana Rhody, the Gold Glove first baseman for South Carolina. First Gamecock to ever win that award from Rawlings. Also got it done with the bat last year as well. A program record 17 home runs.
And one of the differences this year is Coach Chastain Woodard had told us is that she feels like Rhody's a little bit more protected in the lineup this year with the balance of power and speed they have.
1 on, 1 down, the 1-0. Check swing, she did not go, says first base umpire Bobby DeMeo. Robert Guest on the opposite side of the infield with Megan Rabin calling the balls and strikes tonight. 2-0 for Rhody, it's up and in. We mentioned she breaking the program home run record. She also broke the program's walks record, just one shy of 50 last year.
That's something South Carolina did a lot of last year too, right? The doubles, the walks, just that short game.
3-0, catches the inside corner. South Carolina last season, 54 more walks than strikeouts. (3-1) for Rhody, works its way in. Good job battling back here from Mazzarone.
Yeah, especially after, you know, the hit by pitch a batter ago, finding command now against one of the best hitters in this lineup.
Full count on Rhody. And that one catches her in the shoulder.
Rhody, the first one to cheer after that one. Getting pumped up by taking one to the shoulder. Mazzarone.
She had that elbow guard up a little bit. I think that shouldered most of the pain. But if there's one thing like we just mapped out with all of her records that Ariana Rode loves, it's on-base percentage. A runner in scoring position for Tate Davis, the transfer third baseman, back in her home state. She grew up in the upstate, up in Greer. Off the plate, ball one.
Coach Chastain Woodard said that in live fall ball, Tate Davis probably hit a home run every live game that they had. So she's got that power in this lineup that Coach Chastain Woodard is very happy about. Looks like we've got a meeting in the circle for Virginia Tech.
Hokies assistant Josh Moore is going to walk out for a conversation here with Mazaron, because I'm sure, Amanda, you alluded to it. That's what Coach Chastain Woodard told us. The whole world saw what you were talking about, because the Gamecock softball Twitter page, or X, let's call it, posted a video of Tate Davis in one of those swings. And if the fence in left field did not exist, it would have gone all the way over onto the track facility. Coach Chastain Woodard telling us it's consistent upper 200s in terms of distances hit off the bat of Tate Davis.
Just a sophomore, but it's an Ole Miss transfer, so has that SEC background and has already been inserted in the lineup for this team. Just shows the confidence that Coach Chastain Woodard has in Tate Davis. Already intimidating out there.
Exactly. Had one long ball last year in Oxford. Before that at Greer High School, set the high school's program record for homers. 2 on via hit by pitch. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, no score. The 1-0 to Davis. Ground ball left side, scoop by Lynch to second. They'll only get 1 on the fielder's choice.
Great play by Jordan Lynch. One of the young ones out there, but not young in her experience, has started every game for Virginia Tech last year as a freshman and now consistent at that third base position.
2 outs and 2 on for Tori Inslee. Transfer center fielder from NC State. She's got Shelton at third, Davis at first. Mazaron deals a swing and miss. Inslee last year leading the Wolfpack with 13 doubles. 0-1, skied opposite way and into the Gamecocks bullpen.
Yeah, it was Davis and Inslee that Coach Chastain Woodard really spoke highly of as far as that power goes. Inslee having a nice career at NC State where she played with her older sister Taylor Inslee, who graduated this past year.
0-2 toss from Mazaron, up high. Davis will make her way into second. Was hesitating a little bit there just to see if the Gamecocks may be able to put on the late double steal and send Shelton home. That was a move that Coach Chastain Woodard liked a lot last year.
South Carolina much more aggressive on the base paths than Virginia Tech historically.
A pair in scoring position. The 1-2 to Inslee put back out of play. Shelton at third, she was hit by a pitch. Davis at second, she reached on a fielder's choice. 2 outs and the 1-2 to Inslee. Caught a piece of it to stay alive. Inslee, a junior out of Franklin, North Carolina. Pitch for Mazaron. Chopper back to her, spins, throws in time to end the inning. The Gamecocks put on pressure, but Mazaron is able to escape, stranding 2 in scoring position. After 1, no score in this top 25 matchup. Virginia Tech, South Carolina. Another all-conference selection will lead off the inning for the Hokies. Zoe Yeager, 13 all-ACC pick last season, 5th in the batting order. Tori Hurd back in the circle for the Gamecocks. Her first pitch, a called strike on the outside half.
Herder was able to rely a little bit on her defense in the first inning and then also had a strikeout in there. See if she has that balance in the second inning.
Count 1-1. Hurd gave up a leadoff hit to Addison Foster. It snuck through the right side of the infield, but then responded, like Amanda said, a pair of ground outs and a strikeout to settle down and strand Foster in scoring position. 1-1 pitch moves off for ball 2. Jory Hurd last season. We talk a lot about Sam Gress and what she meant to this South Carolina team as their #1 pitcher in 2025. And really dive into the numbers, it was Jory Hurd who led this team in wins with 18, an ERA of 2.79, not to mention starts and strikeouts.
And that's something Coach Chastain Woodard told us, that they've just been praising Hurd because she's kind of a unicorn. Some coaches would call her, just the way that she's really just had that commitment to South Carolina and stayed and wanted to develop, stay at the same school for a certain number of years. It's so rare nowadays, but now we're seeing the reward for her dedication.
The second weekend of this season, she'll surpass 100 appearances in the Garnet and Black. Full count offering to Yeager. She goes down swinging. A pair of punch outs this afternoon for Jory Hurd.
Jory Hurd just looks so confident right now in the circle. Had 1 strikeout in her first inning, follows up with strikeout number 2 today. Nice little curve on that ball to the left side of that box.
One away for Gabby Mazzell, a freshman second baseman in her collegiate debut. Sees the first pitch in for strike 1. A top 10 recruit in the class of 2025 out of Raleigh, North Carolina. 0-1, grounded to Shea Anderson at short in time for the second out of the inning. Shea Anderson, her sophomore campaign, winning the starting shortstop role. And Amanda, Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard told us Shea Anderson really locked that in before Christmas.
Oh yeah, before heading into the break, she just ran away with it, according to Coach. Just that she's really earned it, had the full confidence in her.
Right back to her. Shea Anderson is able to haul in the final 2 outs of the second inning and keep this one in a scoreless affair. Also, Jory Hurd has a pair of punch outs through 2 frames. We go to the bottom of the second. Come back. In Columbia, no score with Virginia Tech and South Carolina. Top 25 matchup getting underway as the Gamecocks bring 6, 7, and 8 in their order up. Led off by Lexi Winters, their senior hometown catcher. Emma Mazzarone back in the circle for Virginia Tech. Had some command issues in the first, hit a pair of batters, was able to strand both in scoring position. A 1 pitch to Winters, called strike in the lower half.
Virginia Tech head coach DeMore, he said that, he's really prioritizing pitching. He goes, it's still a pitcher's game, and that's something they've really focused on this year, is to have that depth, versatility. Mazzarone doing a nice job right now.
0-2, misses away. Winters, a .331 hitter last season, with an 100-point jump in her batting average from her sophomore to her junior campaign. This one sent back into the screen. Mazzarone deals to Winters, sent back out into foul territory. Emma Mazzarone, all ACC third-team pick last year. Made the second team and all freshman team in 2024. She sits down Winters, first strikeout of the evening for Mazzarone.
Seen a little inconsistency early on, but it seems like she's able to pull it together to close out the AB here. Low catches her swinging.
Mazzarone coming up just short of triple-digit strikeouts last season at 95. First time we've seen Jamie McKay, Gamecock DP, takes a strike on the inside edge. Senior out of Laguna Beach, California. Final stop in her collegiate journey, spent the last 3 years at Ole Miss. A 1 pitch upstairs. Hit 284 last season with the Rebels. No hit she had last season, arguably bigger than the one she had in Oklahoma City. A pinch hit, 2-run single to force extras against Oregon in last year's Women's College World Series. Umpire will say she rolled it around. Count 1-2. Mazzarone looking for back-to-back strikeouts. McKay looking to find a way on base. The 1-2. This is away. Two-2 pitch, off speed, settles on the inside edge. A beautiful pitch from Emma Mazzarone.
Back-to-back strikeouts, and like you said, Kate, just changes it up here for Mazzarone. Finding that command, throwing McKay off, slows it down.
Sets up lefty-on-lefty matchup now with Kai Byers, the freshman playing against her home state team. She's a Mechanicsville, Virginia native. And number 2 ranked player in the Commonwealth, top 70 nationally. She's in right field tonight for the Gamecocks. 0-1 pitch, can't connect.
Mazzarone is just slinging these ones. She's got some heat to this pitch right now.
Yeah, much different Mazzarone here in the second inning than what we saw in the first. Like we mentioned, she hit 2 batters in the first inning, didn't give up any hits. Was able to strand both base runners and work out of the jam. Here in the second, it's been all Emma Mazzarone. The 0-2. 3 up, 3 down, all on strikeouts for Emma Mazzarone. The Hokies junior settles in here in the second inning. Hokies offense will build off some of that momentum when we come back. And Gamecocks, Virginia Tech pitcher Emma Mazzarone got 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the second inning. She'll now lead off things here in the top of the third of the plate, work against Gamecock senior right-hander Jory Hurd. Pitcher on pitcher to begin the third frame. First offering misses low. Pitch, grounded to Shea Anderson. Nice backhanded snag in time on the throw to first.
I think we're starting to see why Coach Chastain Woodard had so much confidence in Shea Anderson to pick up where Brooke Blankenship left off. Look at that, just nice read, able to get under it and get it over to first quickly.
Shea shining at short so far. Couple nice plays. Her third consecutive putout carrying over from the second inning. 1-out pitch, clips the outside corner here against Annika Rose. Junior out of Lovettsville, Virginia. Pitch, can't connect on the inside edge.
Last season, Rose hit the first Virginia Tech home run of the season. Maybe she wants to do it again.
I know that's a theme Coach Pete D'Amour would love to see repeated. Hurd elevates this one. A little too high, though, ball 2.
Yeah, Joy Hurd just trying to be careful not getting it too high in that strike zone, because that's what a power hitter likes to go for, trying to keep it low and in the zone.
Two-one pitch just off the plate. You mentioned Annika Rose hitting the Hokies' first home run last season. Her teammates hit the next 111. It was Rose's only homer of the year on a team that hit quite a lot. 3-1 pitch from Hurd. It's in there to run the count full. Payoff pitch. Up the middle, a base hit. Annika Rose is the second Hokie to reach here this evening and rolls over the lineup to the other in Addison Foster.
Might not be able to kick the season off with the home run, but just as nicely getting on base, trying to build something here in the 3rd inning.
Time called at the plate. Looks like Addison Foster. You see here what she's putting on. This is a great time to bring this up. Offensively now, players can wear the same device that in the past, most recent seasons, we've seen pitchers wearing, almost like a pitch comm type device. So that ball's in the dirt, but Annika Rose stays over at first. So a coach for Virginia Tech has a transmitter. It's the best way to describe it. They can push a button on that and it will display some type of a signal or a word on a screen on a player's wrist, whether they wear it on the wrist, waistband, etc. 1-0 pitch off the plate, ball 2.
Talk about in-game adjustments, more like in-at-bat adjustments.
Yeah, there's really not much more of a need of hand signals and all the crazy taps on the side of the ears and things like that. Just send a message like that. Strike called in the top half. Best visual we can give you, think of a smartwatch. That's essentially what it is. So it's not like a player can get it split second. They get a buzz, say the Houston Astros a couple years ago, they have to read a word off the screen. Grounded to Shelton, able to haul it in and go to first in time. Rose makes her way into second. Bring up Kylie Aldridge, the DP, who's 0 for 1.
Rose just barely dodging that ball, too, on her way to second.
Aldridge, a slow dribbler, back to Hurd in the 1st inning. No score with 2 outs as Hurd deals a strike on the outside edge. One pitch from Hurd deals the off speed and catches Aldridge. Now 0-2.
We're seeing a little bit of everything from Joy Hurd's toolbox right now. She's been able to mix it up a little bit as Virginia Tech's trying to size up these pitches.
With a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, Hurd's 0-2. Grounded up the middle. Shelton there behind it, and that will end the inning. No score through 3 innings of work for Joy Hurd as she's held the Hokies just to a pair of hits. Gamecock offense coming up when we come back. The 3rd inning, hidden there a little bit, but you can see the top of her winter hat. There's Ashley Chastain Woodard, Gamecocks head coach in her 2nd season. She loves the Gamecocks. She hates being cold, she says. She got a heated vest on. She's got heated socks. She has a space heater pointed her direction.
Heated socks?
Heated socks.
Wow.
She says one thing's for sure. She's going to be warm. 1-0 pitch to Shea Anderson. Cut on and missed to even the count.
You talk about her love for being a Gamecock, and she has just shown that since day one in her 1st season last year, and Now the reigning National Coach of the Year after an incredible season looks to back it up with something better.
1-1 pitch off the plate from Emma Mazzarone. Trying to carry over some momentum here in the third from the second inning. 3 strikeouts in the frame. Anderson's first trip to the plate today and therefore this season. 2-1 pitch up and in. Anderson, a Moorpark, California native. The 3-1 toss to her, fouled away to run the count full. Because of an experienced upperclassman in front of her last year, Anderson only had 16 at-bats as a freshman. Up and in, and she draws a walk on a full count to lead off the third.
Nice patience in the box there. Mazzarone bringing up that speed, but with that fast arm, you got to find that control.
Sets up the Gamecocks with a leadoff base runner for the first time in this one, and also rolls over the lineup. Here's Quincy Lelio. First pitch taken for a strike. Lelio 0 for 1. Amanda, you and I were talking in the break. Really both offenses right now keeping things on the ground. Lelio, the only hitter to lift anything up. She flew out to center field in the bottom of the first. 0-1 outside. Leo, a redshirt senior. One shows bunt, lets it miss outside.
We talked about Lelio stepping up into a larger leadership role. She is a captain this year, and something Coach had talked about, Coach Chastain Woodard for South Carolina, said she does need to step it up in conference play. They did see a little bit of a drop-off last year, and I think starting out in a schedule like this where you have a top 25 matchup, that's a great way to get yourself going.
Lelio showing bunt once more. This time, Mazzarone deals inside, ball 3.
We've got a fun lineup this weekend. You've got ACC teams in here, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, obviously.
Three-1, missed, thrown to second. Did Anderson avoid the tag? She did not. Thrown down in time from Zoe Yeager. First out of the inning. Take another
Yeager
look.
with the arm to get it there, but then making the play. Virginia Tech reaching over at Anderson as she tries to slide to second.
Yeah, the tag there from Rose caught the forearm of Anderson sliding in. Now the payoff pitch is upstairs on an off-speed delivery for ball 4.
Despite the out, Lelio able to just remain calm, get herself on base, taking that at bat.
Carly Shelton steps in. And let's see the response here, Amanda, from Emma Mazzarone. The first inning, she had some control issues. The second inning, she was completely in control. But here in the third, back-to-back walks.
And that's something Coach DeMoore was very transparent about. He said last year we did struggle with command issues. This year he's kind of taken a different approach to that pitching by committee. 1-0
off the plate, ball 2.
But no doubt Mazzarone has the most experience headed into this season.
Closing in on 170 career innings, all as a Hokie. As Shelton lifts this one opposite air, but out of play. Tonight, Emma Mazzarone's 48th career appearance and 32nd start. Gamecocks have Lelio at first with 1 away. 2-1 pitch catches the inside edge to even the count.
Getting Shelton a little off balance here as she was kind of targeting different spots. That one goes right down the middle of the zone.
The 2-2 to Carly Shelton. Line right back up the middle, a base hit. That ball came off the bat like a rocket from Shelton. The Gamecocks are in business, a runner in scoring position. Just one out.
Carly Shelton igniting something here. I heard her screaming all the way from up here. Able to just read that. That ball came up a little bit in the zone, and Shelton took full advantage, blasting that one. Great contact, ball to barrel.
First hit of the night for the Gamecocks. They've had multiple base runners, but the first time the Gamecocks have reached off a swing of the bat. 2 on for Ariana Rohde. 1 out swing. That one came off like a rocket too, but into the foul territory netting.
It's a laser.
Talk about the power that this Gamecock team
Have we talked about that?
Just a little bit, right? You've got Rohde here in this spot. You just saw that exit velocity from Carly Shelton. Tate Davis, Tori Inslee coming up. The one spot I don't want to be is the third base coach's box for where Katie Browder is. Not the place I would care to be whatsoever against this offense.
Well, South Carolina, their offense was great last year too, as far as that power, and Coach Chastain Wood are telling us this year that it's even better as far as that balance of speed and power. They just have more stuff. She used the word stuff as far as the depth goes, and even in the pitching unit as well. Very excited about the tools they have this year.
Gamecocks substituting in a runner here for Lelio at second. That'll be Lexi Shaver, the transfer from Kennesaw State. She's in a redshirt junior season. Last season, the Owls was 8 for 10 on steal attempts.
Applying a little pressure to this Hokies defense.
Shaver at second, Shelton behind her at first with Ariana Rohde at the plate. 1 away, and the 0-1 pitch. The umpire will say that Rohde brought it around. On the inside attack, 0-2. Mazzarone in search of her 4th strikeout tonight. The 0-2. Off speed, check swing, slow roll to first. A little excuse me swing to cost the Gamecocks an out, but it does advance both Shaver and Shelton into scoring position.
And you get one of your big bats up to follow to try to get these Gamecocks home for South Carolina. Tori Inslee.
With 2 in scoring position and 2 outs, here's Tate Davis. He's on a fielder's choice last time up. First delivery from Mazzarone. Just stays up. Hokie faithful that made the trip down from Blacksburg didn't like that call too much. Mazzarone looking to battle back in the inning. 1-0, cut on and miss by Davis. Now the Gamecocks taking an offensive timeout here for the aforementioned Katie Browder, talking things over here with Davis. Former top 50 recruit nationally. Part of a class of 14 newcomers for the Gamecocks here in 2026. Tonight, her first game as a Gamecock. She's making her first collegiate start. 2 on, 2 down. The 1-1. Chased up high, strike 2.
Mazzarone just continues to work with what the umpire is giving her, what she's seeing from these batters. She's just taking what she's getting.
Mazzarone fires, off speed, is elevated to even the count.
Tries to get Davis to swing at that one again.
Davis trying to bring in the first run of the season. The 2-2. Up and off the catcher's glove. Here comes Shaver. Play at the plate is not in time, and the Gamecocks are on the board.
We talked about the balance of power and speed, and it's Gamecocks' speed that gets them on the board first. Thanks to an error from Virginia Tech. South Carolina takes full advantage.
First and only wild pitch of the night from Emma Mazzarone is a costly one. Gamecocks have the lead. May not be done yet though. Shelton also advanced to third. Payoff delivery right back into the glove of Mazzarone. The swing was good enough to bring in a run, but Mazzarone's glove's in the right place at the right time. South Carolina's on the board. Lexi Shaver scores on a wild pitch, and it's 1-0 South Carolina as we head to the fourth. Change for the first time tonight. The Gamecocks lead this one 1-0 over Virginia Tech. South Carolina scoring on a wild pitch just a moment ago. And that gives Jory Hurd a 1-run lead. Here with 4 frames to play. Check swing from Chatfield, grounds to Davis. Great throw across. Chatfield was able to pick up a lot of speed down the line off of that slow dribbler. Davis making it look easy off the hot corner.
Again, it's this left side of the field for South Carolina that has that youth or inexperience, but tons of talent, according to Coach Chastain Woodard. And Tate Davis has the power at the plate, backs it up with some nice defense at third base.
One down for Jordan Litch, lefty hitting third baseman. Expecting a big sophomore campaign for her. As all ACC third team last season. Broke the Virginia Tech single season doubles record with 18. 1-0 flared opposite air, up and off the glove of Lelio. As Lynch holds up at second. The Hokies have the tying run in scoring position here with 1 out.
Lynch making great contact on this one to send it up and over to left field. Lelio kind of brought herself in a little too early. Wasn't able to back up in time to catch that one off the top of her glove.
It is ruled a double for Jordan Lynch. Her first hit of the night. The Hokies' third hit this evening. Now Hurd to work against Zoe Yeager. First pitch off the plate. Off speed, is able to find its way home from Hurd, even the count at 1-1.
Off speed's been a little lethal for Jory Hurd right now, kind of catching these Hokies batters a little off balance with that changeup.
Grounded right side, foul. Jory Hurd able to mix it up against offenses, has a pretty deep repertoire of pitches, can work in a curve or a drop curve, but also will throw a regular drop ball plus a rise ball and that changeup like we talked about. And a fastball works around all of it in the upper 60s. Tying run at second for Virginia Tech. The 1-2 pitch from Hurd. Grounded foul this time down the third base line. One-two offering from Hurd. Off speed, cold, strike 3 in the top half. It had just enough on it to catch the top of the strike zone. Another look.
Hurd having a night in the season opener, finding command in the circle and finding that sweet spot with the changeup, causing some trouble for Virginia Tech.
Really nice delivery there from the senior. Before Gabby Mizell steps to the plate, Gamecocks want to have a conversation. If you're just joining us, South Carolina in front of Virginia Tech in a one-run game. The Hokies do have Jordan Lynch at second base. She connected on a one-out double earlier on this inning that just got off the glove. Gamecock left fielder Quincy Lelio. Mizell 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to short back in the second. A true freshman working against the senior. The upperclassman gets the upper hand, a swing and miss across the outside half.
Mizell with high expectations, high potential for this Virginia Tech team on that D1 softball freshman watch list.
Chased away for strike two.
But Jory Hurd is on it right now.
Jory Hurd trying to strand the tying run at second base. Pitches off the plate. Mizell saw it twice, wasn't going to go after it 3 times. Hurd trying to close out the 4th inning with her 4th strikeout of the night. The 1-2, up and off to even the count. Runner at second, 2 outs in the 2-2. Grounded up the middle and through. Inslee charges. Sent around third is Lynch. Throw is cut off, and we are tied.
Gabby Mizell works back from an 0-2 count. Stays patient, disciplined. A freshman being able to slice this one up through the center, helping the Hokies score.
Gabby Mizell's first collegiate hit is a game-tying RBI single. All knotted up at 1 apiece. Here's Nora Abrovich, grounder to first, found by Rhodey to Shelton in time to end the inning. Virginia Tech ties things up. A Gabby Mizell RBI hit with 2 outs evens things up at 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. This top 25 matchup, ACC and SEC squaring off to open the weekend. Gamecock Invitational that'll also feature Syracuse, Binghamton, and Winthrop. Gamecocks win their first 2 weekends here at home before traveling to California the 3rd weekend of the season for a couple ranked matchups. Tori Inslee leads off things for South Carolina here in the bottom of the 4th. Emma Mazzarone back in the circle for the Hokies. First pitch is outside. Inslee 0 for 1. She grounded back to Mazzarone in the 1st. Pitch grounded up the middle past the glove of Mizell. Leadoff base hit in the books for Tori Inslee.
You can tell the offense is just starting to crack open for both these teams as they're sizing up these pitchers, these at-bats, right? They're getting a gist of, hey, this ball's dropping a lot. Let me see if I can smash that one to the ground, get it out there with enough power. And Inslee did just that.
Inslee also has really good speed on the base pass. Was 12 for 13 on steals last season at NC State. Something to keep an eye on here as the corners take a step in. Lexi Winters at the dish. First one inside, off the glove. There goes Inslee, not even a throw. Right on cue, Tori Inslee moves into scoring position.
Yeah, look at her making you look good, Cade.
I try my best with these psychic powers. Virginia Tech gonna want to talk things over here. Had just tied this ball game up in the top of the fourth. Don't want to see that lead be so short-lived. They're gonna have to work around a runner in scoring position with no outs on the board.
And you've got Lexi Winters up here, second on the team with 53 RBIs last year, 5th all-time in program history. Again, it's that mix, that balance of power and speed on full display right now. Coach Ashley Chastain-Woodard on point with how she previewed this program.
Winters was big in last season's Super Regional against UCLA for the Gamecocks. 3 for 4, drove in 3 runs against the Bruins. Gamecocks trying to create a lot of that same magic they had from a year ago in search of a trip to Oklahoma City. 1-1 toss, skips in.
But it's interesting when you talk to Coach Chastain-Woodard because she doesn't want to compare this team to last year's team. She said comparison is the thief of joy. She said this is a brand new team, right? Half these guys are new, and you've got to work with that, and they're working on creating their own identity. And I think this weekend is a great opportunity to help shape and grow that identity.
Yeah, she said it's a pretty nice balance to have 14 newcomers who weren't here last year and who didn't experience last season's success. They have that hunger to experience that. And then also, too, for the 9 returners that the Gamecocks have, she's like, look, all of them loved last season, but it left a bitter taste in their mouth there at the end, being 1 win away from Oklahoma City. You talked to Lexi Winters in the preseason, and she was asked, what do you think of when you think of Oklahoma City? And she said, that's the goal, that's the dream. That is absolutely what she grew up always dreaming of doing. Here as a hometown kid, grew up less than a half hour away from South Carolina. Now able to play for a hometown team, trying to lead them to the College World Series for the first time since 1997. Opposite air shot in foul territory.
Yeah, Coach Chastain-Woodard saying, you know, this program, this team this year, high care, high motivation. They are not lacking in motivation. And like you said, it's that great balance between returners, veterans, players coming from different conferences, but having a lot of experience. Now it's, can they win together?
With Inslee at second, the 2-2 to Winters. Outside to run the count full. Payoff delivery to Winters. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 is the first out here in the 4th.
That pitch was cooking from Mazzarone. That one just drops right in the middle and down. Caught her swinging.
Mazzarone's 4th strikeout tonight. Bring up Jamie McKay. Gamecock DP. Go ahead run still at second in Inslee. Out of play in the first pitch. A 1 toss, skips in. Inslee thought about it. She'll head back to second. Bottom of the 4th of the season opener for both of these two programs. 1-1 pitch to McKay, hammered out of play.
You can tell this South Carolina team wants to show off that power. Anything that goes a little up in this zone, they're going for.
That one gets low and away from Yeager. Inslee will capitalize and move just that much closer to home, now 60 feet away at third. Now the Hokies are going to want to talk things over here with the go-ahead run for the Gamecocks at third base, just one out on the board. Amanda, what do you think the conversation is here with Mazzarone?
Well, as we've talked about, right, like as long as this game has been going, these batters, the pitchers are sizing each other up, and clearly South Carolina is making those adjustments, being ready, being disciplined at the plate. I think for Mazzarone, she just has to find her command again, being able to not just make it too easy for the Gamecocks, who've been able to kind of read her pitches a little better here in the middle of this game. And Coach DeMore has been transparent with knowing that, you know, based on how the game is going, he's not afraid to pull in different pieces too, just depending on matchups. But Mazzarone staying in this one.
Mazzarone's given up just 2 hits to the Gamecocks here tonight. She has hit 2 batters, has walked 2 more. One of those hits she has given up this evening is Tori Inslee, who's now standing at third base. She let off the frame with a single. The 2-2 to Jamie McKay. Off speed gets the job done. It's the second out of the fourth, and back-to-back strikeouts for Emma Mazzarone.
She's been able to sprinkle in a little bit of this changeup, and it's been successful when she's on. If she's hitting her spots, that's the result.
Go-ahead run at third with Kai Byers at the plate. A true freshman in search of her first collegiate hit. What a swing it would be to put your team back in front. (1-0) from Mazzarone. Couldn't connect as Byers to even the count. With Inslee at third. The 1-1 pitch to Byers. Fouled off the plate, strike 2.
Byers, one of those exciting freshmen we've been told a lot about. She won 2 national championships in her travel league. She can play at a high level, but going up against a veteran pitcher, Mazzarone.
3-time All-State selection in the state of Virginia. The 1-2 toss. Grounded right side into the glove of Chatfield, and that will end the inning. The Gamecocks leave the go-ahead runner stranded at through 4 frames tonight. We remain tied up at 1 with Virginia Tech, South Carolina. 5th inning here tonight in Columbia. We see a new face in the circle for the Gamecocks. It's transfer senior right-hander Josie Merritt.
A little shorter, a little smaller than Jory Hurd, and Coach Chastain Woodard telling us, you know, she's got that slower, kind of thumps it in there pitch, a little off speed, a little changeup we're going to see from her, and that's been working right now when Hurd's been able to sprinkle that in.
First pitch to Emma Mazzarone is up for ball 1. Yeah, Josie Marin transferring in from Mississippi State. And Amanda, you mentioned the height difference between she and Jory Hurd. Jory Hurd up around 6 feet tall. Josie, 5'6". Fouled away to the left side, even the count.
And we talked about with Sam Grass, you know, South Carolina's previous alpha pitcher from last year. It was going to take a pitching by committee to replace those numbers and replace that presence. And Marin, the season transfer, being a part of that.
3 years in the SEC. 1-1 foul back. And that was one of the attractive parts of her game that the Gamecocks saw when she came available in the portal, was experience in the toughest league in the country.
Yeah, she didn't get to throw a lot last fall due to injury, so she kind of had this short runway of falling back in love with the game, is kind of what Coach Chastain Woodard told us. And clearly she is back in love with the game.
1-2 off speed, sent in the air, left field. Lelio takes a few steps to get under it for the first out of the fifth.
I feel like I haven't had to look up in a while. We haven't had a lot of balls in the air like that. Lelio able to track that, get under it.
On this cold and chilly night, mostly everything is staying on the ground for these two offenses. One away, here's Annika Rose. Hokies shortstop has one of their 4 hits tonight, a single. The last time up in the third. Now with 1 out in the fifth, she sees it up and off. Josie Marin over 240 career innings in the SEC. So 1-0 offering is called a strike. Former top 40 recruit, top 20 pitching recruit out of Grimes, Iowa. Three on the left side of the infield for South Carolina defensively. It's the 1-1 pitch to Rose, dives in. Marin is a mix of a drop ball, a rise ball, and a changeup to go with a low 60s fastball. Two 2-1, line foul, not by much though, on the third base side.
It's a good at-bat by Rose, just trying to see some pitches, right? New pitcher in, trying to read those changeups.
Defensively, the Gamecocks back to a standard set. 2-2 from Marin. Off speed, 1 hops to Tate Davis at third. It's the second out of the inning.
It's a good debut for Marin, just kind of staying in control there, staying poised, and then letting her defense do the work. Tate Davis, a nice hustle to get out of that ball after the 1 bounce and get it over to first.
Turns over the lineup for the Hokies. There's Addison Foster for the 3rd time tonight. A single in the first, ground out last time up in the 3rd. Marin looking for the 3-batter frame, deals strike 1. Marin to the plate, able to just really paint that outside hedge. Great job here from Marin. You know, Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard told us this is a pitcher who's going to be crafty at times. Going to have to hit spots with some of her lower velocity pitches. Does just that there. In her first inning as a Gamecock, Marin's 0-2. Fouled away to the left side. Off the plate, ball 1. Addison Foster at the dish for the Hokies. The 1-2 pitch from Josie Marin, over but low to even the count. Marin got a fly out from Mazzarone and a ground out from Rose. Looking to sit down Foster, her 2-2. Sit in the air, infield sky. Shea Anderson, the shortstop, is able to find it to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Josie Marin, her Gamecock debut. And we remain tied as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Tied ball game with Virginia Tech and South Carolina as Addison Fisher makes her collegiate debut for Virginia Tech. She's a Churchill, Tennessee native. And Amanda, Coach Pete DeMoore for Virginia Tech told us that he really felt like they had some talent as far as freshman pitchers go. And to put Fisher in this spot, tie game on the road against an SEC team, shows the confidence he has.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of returners, right? They had a lot of continuity, but they brought in some players that they're really confident in. And stepping up in this moment right now after Mazzarone kind of set the stage, Fisher coming in, trying to do some damage.
Emma Mazzarone through 4 innings, total of 5 strikeouts, allowing just 2 hits of the Gamecocks. First pitch from Fisher, and she'll work against Shay Anderson, the 9-hole hitter for South Carolina. She'll walk back in the 3rd inning, her only other time at the plate. (1-0) to Anderson. Across the dish to even the count. (1-1). Sent opposite sky, chasing it down is Foster, but she won't get there as it bounces off the wall. Shay Anderson puts the Gamecocks in business with a leadoff double.
Facing that new pitcher, seeing a new pitcher for the first time tonight, and Anderson just steps up and takes advantage, kind of reaching outside a little bit there, makes contact at the end of her barrel to shoot this one out to the right of center field, back up against the wall, and Anderson is on the move.
Brings up the top of the order for South Carolina and Quincy Lelio. 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. First pitch in this lefty-on-lefty matchup is low. Shay Anderson at second, working on getting that sliding mitt on. Had a little bit of trouble getting the strap undone. Anderson last season got a good amount of work as a pinch runner. She also swiped 2 bases in her freshman campaign. The 1-0 to Lelio. Skips in. It's ball 2. Now Zoe Yeager gonna take some time out to go talk with Addison Fisher, who, like we said, is making her collegiate debut, Amanda. First batter she faces, ropes a double off the wall, and now she's down in the count 2-0.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for this little meeting, right? The junior, Zoe Yeager, coming from behind the plate, having that veteran presence, maybe a calming presence for the freshman. You got to just have that windshield wiper mentality, right? On to the next at-bat.
All-region selection, and Lelio at the dish. The 2-0. She shows bunt, lets it miss inside. Ball 3. Hokie fans wanted that one. There's been a pretty good contingent of them that made the trip down from Blacksburg.
Oh, we got some umps in the stands.
It's a long weekend. Maybe some of the other games crews are chiming in. 3-0 pitch, down low in the dirt. Ball 4. A double and a walk. Put 2 runners aboard for South Carolina and Carly Shelton.
Talk about that balance of power and speed for South Carolina that's already succeeded early on this evening, but also that discipline at the plate that they showcased so well last year, especially from Lelio, just having that patience, being able to advance and add some more potential scorers on the bases.
Shelton drove in 41 runs last season. First offering from Fisher is down in the dirt, ball 1. Fisher's got the velocity. I mean, that one just registering at 69 miles per hour.
She just hasn't been able to get that in the right spot.
I'm sure a little bit of jitters could be at play. Opening day for everyone. Collegiate debut for Fisher. Josh Moore, pitching coach for Virginia Tech, walking out for a conversation here. South Carolina initially took a one-run lead back in the third inning on a wild pitch from Emma Mazzarone. But then bouncing right back, top of the fourth, Virginia Tech scores. Game-tying RBI single from Gabby Mazzell, and that's been our score since. Neither one of these two teams have really had their offenses come alive just yet. A little bit of a slow awakening to the season. 4 hits for the Hokies, 3 for the Gamecocks, including 1 this inning. That's Shea Anderson, the lead base runner at second. Lelio behind her at first after a walk. 2 on with nobody out. Carly Shelton at the dish. Left on left, the 1-0. Called strike on the inside edge.
Fisher able to bring that drop just a little bit higher up into that zone to help work with that strike zone the umps are showing.
One in the air, but that'll find the seats. Carly Shelton last season leading the Gamecocks in both hits and doubles. The 1-2 from Fisher. Skied in the air, left side of the infield, ranging on his Lynch in foul territory. She makes the catch for the first out of the 5th inning.
I think for Fisher, knowing that it doesn't need to be a strikeout, right? Rely on the defense, try to get a good at-bat in there, try to get these batters to push that power up in the air, catchable, get out of this frame.
2 aboard for Ariana Rohde. Gamecocks home run leader from 2025. 1-out pitch is up, ball 1. Rohde driving in 55 runs last season. The Gamecocks looking to get back to the NCAA tournament. 1-0, called a strike.
There's that speed again, this time with control. A nice sign as she settles in.
Two on and 1 out. The 1-1 pitch is off the plate. Gamecocks reaching the Super Regional round last season for the first time since 2018. First time ever that they've been a national seed and hosted. 2-1 from Fisher. Rohde fouls it off. Battle here and bring the count 2-2.
Yeah, the historic season last year, and I like the way Coach Chastain Woodard put it. She said they're ready to knock down the next door. I think we've talked about it, right? The highly motivated group that she has right now, High Care, are all very bought in to what the goals are this year.
A huge moment in this game, the 2-2. Off speed, up and in, run the count full. Take another look. Hokie faithful wanted. Amanda, what'd you see?
Well, no, you think the strike zone's changing a little bit over time?
Trying to attack up and in here on Rohde. Payoff pitch. Over but low, ball 4, load him up. Actually, Chastain Woodard going to step out here and put a little bit more speed on the base pass. Nia McKnight going to take the place of Rohde at first. South Carolina recognizes they really haven't had much run-producing offense up to this point here tonight. Just 1 run on 2 hits coming into this inning. Shea Anderson led off the frame with a double. She's now at third. Lelio was walked, as was Rohde. That's what occupies the base paths. Tate Davis, Gamecock third baseman, soon stepping up. A player that Asher Jesting-Woodard told us might have some of the best power hitting ability on the squad.
Something that Virginia Tech is fully aware of.
Infield in for the Hokies. Just one out on the board. The vacancy sign turned off on the base paths. The pitch to Davis. Comes across for strike one.
Fisher has that control there, just been a little inconsistent right now. South Carolina taking advantage of that inconsistency, but can she pull it out?
McKnight, sophomore out of Loganville, Georgia, pinch running. 0-1, grounded up the middle, off the glove of Mazzell. One run is in. Here comes Lelio, and the Gamecocks spring home a pair and take a 3-1 lead.
South Carolina not letting that opportunity go to waste. Able to push this ball through. And it's Virginia Tech's freshman unable to make the catch there. Just kind of an awkward grab with that glove, opening the door for the Gamecocks.
Amanda, you talked about it a little bit earlier about how Tate Davis has really done a great job so far this spring about really having strong exit velocities. It's jumped out to this coaching staff. That time bringing the infield in, she was able to use that to her advantage. Had just enough spin on that grounder up the middle. 3-1 our score, bottom of the fifth inning. Tori Inslee at the dish. The Gamecocks certainly don't believe they're done yet. Runners on the corners and still just one out. Inslee will foul it off her foot for strike two. Oh, 2 toss. Down in the dirt, ball one. One-two offering is up high. The throw to second skips away. That allows McKnight to come home from third. And the Gamecocks use a double steal, take a 4-1 advantage.
South Carolina is going to make you pay. A couple miscues right now by this Virginia Tech fielding.
Inslee in the air to center. A lot of ground to cover from Foster. She's able to get there in time for the second out. South Carolina came into this fifth inning tied at 1 with the Hokies. Thanks to Shea Anderson getting a leadoff double, and then both Quincy Lelio and Ariana Rhodey walking. That loaded the bases. In time for Tate Davis to connect on a 2 RBI single, take a 3-1 lead, and then Davis got in motion to second. And off the throwing error from the catcher, Zoe Yeager, Ian McKnight able to come home and make our score 4-1. Lexi Winters at the plate now for the Gamecocks. Here's the 0-1. Grounded foul, left side. Davis, the base runner, at second. 0-2 the count on Winters with 2 gone. The pitch from Fisher. Grounded foul once again. The 0-2. Off the plate, ball one.
What a growing moment, right? A learning moment for the freshman in the circle for Virginia Tech right now with Fisher. Just trying to work herself out of the situation. South Carolina not making it easy.
1-2 pitch, bottoms out to even the count.
Fisher not wanting to give him any good looks either.
Lexi Winters knows that zone pretty well.
Yep.
She's been behind the plate all night for the Gamecocks. Two-two toss. Grounded foul yet again.
Fisher trying to lean on her defense to get themselves out of this frame with that low ball in the zone, hoping South Carolina pushes that one down.
Fisher deals to Winters and catches her on the elbow. Third free pass dealt this frame by Fisher.
This one just lost control of this pitch. Right on that inside elbow, had that pad on.
That puts two on with two out for Jamie McKay, who's looking for her first base hit of the night. Pitch from Fisher, line foul. Davis at second, Winters at first. 0-1 in the air, shallow right. This one may get down, but Mizell able to range over and make a grab just in time. That'll close out the fifth inning, but not before the Gamecocks get back in front. A 2 RBI base hit from Tate Davis as the Gamecocks ahead, 4-1. As South Carolina takes a 3-run lead over Virginia Tech, we see the third pitcher of the night for the Gamecocks, and transfer Emma Friedel from Kennesaw State.
Yeah, she had a great campaign last year at Kennesaw State. Led the team in almost every pitching category. 3.42 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, 4 shutouts last season.
Along with 132 strikeouts. She faces 2-3-4 in the Hokies order, led off by Kylie Aldridge, who takes a big swing. This one's still going. Straightaway shot for Kylie Aldridge. Her first homer of the year brings the Hokies within 2.
What a way to ignite this Virginia Tech team, and no other way than a home run, something they do so well but haven't been able to ignite thus far. New pitcher, no problem for Aldridge.
That ball went a long way for Aldridge. Now her senior season with the Hokies. Our score now 4-2. This ball grounded through the right side as Michelle Chatfield's able to beat the shift. The Gamecocks had 3 on the left side of the infield, freeing up that second base spot.
Third baseman number 16, Jordan Lynch.
Virginia Tech, very similar to earlier tonight. The Gamecocks took a 1-0 lead in the third. Top of the fourth, Virginia Tech tied it up. Hokies a team trying to adopt that battle back mentality here on opening night. Tying run will be at the plate. And Jordan Lynch, sophomore, is 1 for 2 with a double. Fouls it back. Strike one. 0-1 from Friedel. Off the plate to even the count. A mid-60s fastball from the Fayetteville, Georgia native. Also, we'll see a rise ball, a drop ball, and a changeup. Pitcher that really likes working in the zone. One inside, ball 2. Chatfield at first for Lynchfield at the plate. No outs here in the top of the 6th. 2-1. Grounded foul.
Virginia Tech is a program that has so much experience that they bring back, right? 5 returning all ACC selections from last year. They know how to respond and make those in-game adjustments, and that's what we've seen here, just taking the pitches as they come, knowing they're not out, right? There's still a lot of game left.
2-2 the count. Friedel fires, and that will hit Lynch on the back of the helmet. It appears that she's going to be okay. She gives the thumbs up to her coach, but just out of the side of caution. Hokies training staff going to jog over, just get the A-OK. That will stay the case. Lynch will remain in this game after getting hit there. Now, Gamecocks coach Ashley Chastain Woodard going to walk out here for a circle conversation with Emma Friedel. A pitcher that this staff really believes in. I mean, they got a lot of confidence in Friedel, but also too, regardless of how talented a pitcher may be, how much confidence a coach can give you, a first pitch home run can rattle you a bit.
Yeah, especially because you know that can ignite something for Virginia Tech. That is what that's what fuels them, their power, and to maybe just see that builds confidence in the Hokies dugout there, and knowing that you just let them have that, that's something that you have to mentally just reset, right? Your mental toughness gets tested.
Friedel going to try and settle back in. Like we said, coming over from Kennesaw State, 2 years there. He's the ace of that squad. 7 games a year ago. 132 strikeouts and 127 innings. 2 on, nobody out, as Zoe Yeager stands in. First pitch outside, ball 1. Chatfield at second. She singled following Aldridge's leadoff homer. Lynch at first. She was hit a moment ago. 1-0 to Yeager. Outside. Count 2-0. Two base runners on. 2-0. Inside, ball 3.
Friedel's kind of challenged herself here, getting down in these counts and working out of these holes. Trying to find command still in the circle after being rattled by that home run.
She's got 5 on the pitch clock. Upstairs, ball 4. That loads him up.
I'm getting deja vu, Cade. South Carolina was able to load up the bases on Virginia Tech's new pitcher. Next frame, the Hokies do the same.
The key for South Carolina at this point is they really have to shore up this infield defense at this moment, which I have to give credit, has not had any problems all night long, so there's not necessarily any issues to fix. But you've really got to lock in here, especially that left side of the infield. Shea Anderson winning the starting job at short. Her sophomore season. Tate Davis at third. also a sophomore, transfer from Ole Miss, but tonight her first collegiate start. Big moment here for each of them defensively, as it is the experienced upperclassmen, Carly Shelton and Rhodey on the right side of the infield. Bases loaded. True freshman Gabby Mazzell. She tied this game up back in the 4th. First pitch outside, ball 1. Aldridge led off the inning with a solo homer. Shadfield singled, Lynch was hit, Yeager walked. They load the bases now for Mazzell. Friedel's 1-0. Up and off the glove of Winters, but all runners will stay put.
Friedel and Rhodey doing a nice job of being able to cover home plate. Quick reaction from this fielding.
Friedel taking the time, step off. You can hear the Hokie faithful wanting to see their team come back in this one once again. Bases loaded in a 2-run ball game. 2-0 pitch is up and off.
Yeah, Virginia Tech leads this all-time series 8-7. Won the last 2 meetings. These 2 teams haven't met though since 2022. Virginia Tech winning that one 5-3. Would like to keep the edge in this series.
Nowhere to put Mazzell, the 3-0. Called a strike in the top half. Tying run at second for Virginia Tech. Go-ahead run at first. With no outs, the 3-1 from Friedel. Fouled away, the count's full.
Very, very small room for error here for Friedel.
Vacancy sign turned off on the base pass. Full count. Friedel fires. Outside, ball 4. It did not miss by much, but that allows Chatfield to come home, and we're now in a 1-run ball game.
Friedel saw that one going over. She starts celebrating a little soon, waiting for that call. Did not get it.
That brings Gamecock skipper Ashley Chastain Woodard back out of the dugout. The Gamecocks are going to call back on tonight's starter, Jory Hurd.
They're not taking any chances to let this Hokies offense continue to push. Jory Hurd had a nice outing in her first couple innings here.
Jory Hurd earlier tonight was able to work through 4 innings of action, allowing just 1 run to Virginia Tech. Total allowed just 4 hits. While she rewarms up, we'll step aside and come back. A 1-run affair. Bases loaded, Virginia Tech. Hurd allowed just 1 run on 4 hits and 4 innings earlier tonight. Steps in a tough spot here. Bases loaded, no outs, a 1-run lead. First pitch, Nora Abramovage. It's outside, ball 1. Abramovage, sophomore who hit .313 last season. Swing and a miss, even the count.
South Carolina staff has so much confidence in Jory Hurd. She has been in so many big moments for this team, especially last year, that historic year, playing at the highest level. Bases
loaded, the 1-1, fouled away for strike 2.
We talked about her kind of taking on the responsibilities that Sam Gress left, and it doesn't just come to the innings pitch, it also comes to that leadership and stepping up when it's crunch time, high pressure situations, something that Jory Hurd has taken on fully.
Hurd's 1-2. Fouled away once more. South Carolina needs in a spot like this, just a one-run lead, the bases loaded around you and no outs, is a strike thrower. Jory Hurd just that 65% strikes in her Gamecock career now in its 4th season. 1-2 on the way, hit in the air right side, ranging on it is Kai Byers. The freshman makes the grab in foul territory, taking off and scoring the game's tying run will be Jordan Lynch. A sacrifice fly for Nora Abnavage ties it up at 4.
Just a tough situation. Bases loaded. Seeing a lot of those pitches, just scrapes the top there. Just couldn't get that one back in time. Virginia Tech tying things up.
Hokies trying not to be done. They got them on the corners with 1 out in search of their first lead of the night. Hurd deals to Emma Mazzarone. Inside for ball 1.
Just the progression of this game, you know, the cold offenses, switching up pitchers, offense igniting, just the response from both sides has been really fun to watch.
1-0, Mazzarone shows bunt. Throw down cut off before it got to the bag. Gamecocks recognizing Hokies trying to send in the go-ahead run, but it does allow Gabby Mizell to move into scoring position.
Hokies really challenging the South Carolina defense, something that Coach Chastain Woodard said would be the biggest question mark headed into this season.
1-1, Mazzarone checked her swing. Her home plate umpire will say she brought it around. Strike 2. Base runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out in the top of the 6th. We're all knotted up at 4. Hurd fires. Opposite air shot. Lelio stretches, won't get there. 2 runs coming to score. Mazzarone thinking 3. She slides in with a 2 RBI triple. Virginia Tech in front, 6-4 for the first time tonight.
From defense to offense, Emma Mazzarone has Virginia Tech covered. Had a great start pitching, then comes up to the plate, just smashes this one out right outside of Lelio's grasp. Helps ignite even more of this Virginia Tech offense. And the away crowd getting loud at Beckham Field.
First career triple for Emma Mazzarone. Top of the 6th inning. It's been a 5-run frame for Virginia Tech. Mazzarone at 3rd. Still just 1 out in the inning. Annika Rose stands in. 1 for 2 tonight as the shortstop. Lays down a bunt, stopped by Davis at 3rd, throws to first in time. No, they'll say Rhodey was off the bag.
That is a very rare miscue from Rhodey. She goes to have to step forward to reach for this ball. Back foot comes off the base.
That's right, when she came back down and trying to extend, was not there. Now our officials are going on the mic. South Carolina going to challenge that last play. Now, Amanda, from what we saw right there, there's no doubt the runner got there first. But here's the important part. As you can see at home, there's now 2 bases at first. 1 white, 1 green. When the runner is running from home plate to first, they can only touch the green base. The white base belongs to the fielder. The green base belongs to the runner. So I think the question here may be, did Annika Rose's feet hit the white base instead of hitting the green base? It can be a little confusing at times with the rule changes this year, but that is one of them. So there was no question Rhodey's back foot was not touching her base, so to speak. Take another look here. This being a non-conference game, this play is being reviewed here in the stadium by this officiating crew. Keep in mind, it's not our broadcast cameras that they're reviewing. It is around the SEC's Hawkeye video system that has double-digit cameras around the venue fixed at different angles to show different parts of the field.
Here's another look.
Question is, they're certainly looking at the feet there. I'm not even sure. They may not be looking at what I thought they were looking at. I may be wrong there.
She was kind of in the middle of those green and whites, if I remember.
That was what it initially given me.
Yeah.
I think I saw the same thing you did.
But it is a close call, I think, in game to make that call. But yeah, that back heel coming off of that base for Rhodey.
After further review, the call at first base has been confirmed. The runner was safe. This is South Carolina's first challenge.
South Carolina will lose the challenge, and safe at first will be Annika Rose. Another look here.
Yeah,
Yep, her
off.
foot was on the green. That's what I was looking for there to see. Toss to Addison Foster's up and in. Throw down to second. Gets past the glove of Shea Anderson. That allows Mazaron to score. And it's now a 3-run lead for the Hokies.
This was the biggest mystery for South Carolina, how good their defense could be. We talked about that weaker side being on that left side when you have the youth, the inexperience, but you do have the talent. But now they're really being tested here.
1-0 to Foster, put back off. Put back out of play. Addison Foster, the 9th batter of the frame for Virginia Tech. They've brought 6 runs home. The runner at second, swing and a miss. Jory Hurd able to record her 4th strikeout of the night and put 2 outs here in the books.
That strikeout coming at a pretty nice time for South Carolina, just trying to limit this offense right here, get out of this inning. It's a nice pitch.
Right back to where it all started for Virginia Tech. Kylie Aldridge took the first pitch of this inning to straightaway center field, a solo homer. Now she sees 2-out offering inside for ball 1.
Yeah, she had that solo shot against Emma Friedel. Now she'll work up against Jory Hurd, who she saw in the first couple innings.
Aldridge against Hurd, 0 for 2 outs.
Hokies coach saying he really loved the way that Aldridge attacked this season. You know, with seniors, sometimes they can just kind of be content with where they're at. or they can work hard to achieve big goals and work harder on going out on a high note. And that's what Aldridge is planning to do this year, and she started off with a bang.
The second team All-ACC member last year. Coming off her best season offensively of her career. 1-2, low and in to even the count. Monica Rose at second for Virginia Tech. Kylie Aldridge at the plate, the 2-2. Off speed, lifted to right center field, and that will bounce off the wall. Rose comes in to score. Aldridge into second with her second extra base hit of the inning. This one, an RBI double.
A great read from Kylie Aldridge. That ball coming low in the zone. She's able to lift that one up and using that power to push it out, helping to send her teammate home. Virginia Tech, this offense exploding.
A 7-run sixth inning for Virginia Tech. Back into the outfield skies. Under it is Inslee, and that ends the inning. 7 runs on 4 hits for Virginia Tech. Aldridge had a homer. Aldridge had an RBI double. Not to mention a 2 RBI triple from Emma Mazzarone. Highlights the offensive outburst for the Hokies. We go to the bottom of the 6th when we return. Kai Byers leads off the 6th for South Carolina. Working against a brand new pitcher for Virginia Tech and Bree Carrico. Second-year Hokie, who did not play last season, took a red shirt. Coach DeMore called her probably the most improved player across the board for their team.
Yeah, talked about her just getting really comfortable in her role, says she can move the ball up, down, changes up those speeds. Kind of throwing at that mid-60s right now, throws strikes. Called her a Bugs Bunny in the circle. A lot of energy.
On the offensive side for South Carolina, they're going to try to find a spark here late. Just watched a 7-run frame go by for the Hokies in the top half of this 6th inning. Set up now an 8-4 advantage for Virginia Tech. Byers at the dish tonight, 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. The 2-2, fouled away. Carrico out of Appomattox, Virginia. Like we said, did not play last season, so you go back to her senior campaign at Appomattox County High. 126 strikeouts in 65 innings, a .42 ERA. 2-2 elevated to run the count full here on Byers.
Yeah, Carrico, a top 50 prospect coming out of high school in her class. High ceiling for her. Like you said, you know, redshirted last year, but you're still part of a team that won over 40 games last year.
Payoff pitch is outside for ball 4. Byers draws the leadoff walk. 4th time tonight. 3 times have got the leadoff batter aboard. Shea Anderson. It's upstairs, ball 1. Anderson, a walk back in the 3rd, a double last time out in the 5th, along with a run scored. And very productive out of that 9 spot in the order. 1-0 from Carrico, skips in, taking off for second is Byers. She swipes the bat. Ty Byers at second. 2-0 the count on Shea Anderson. Strike one dealt from Carrico.
Just needed a little meeting with the minds, right? Get your mind right, settle in, stay composed. Finding her spots.
Count now 3-1.
Anderson staying disciplined. South Carolina knowing they need a big response.
Carrico deals inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks, lead off the 6th. Also brings the top of the order to the plate. Quincy Lelio, solid contact hitter at the top of this lineup. And then it just goes power, 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 power from there. Like we've mentioned tonight. That's exactly what Virginia Tech recognized, the same as I did. They looked down the lineup card and said, this is the spot that gets a little tough. Pitching coach Josh Moore makes his way out into the circle for a conversation here with Carrico. Tying run now in the on-deck circle for South Carolina. Just as quickly as Virginia Tech struck with a 7-run frame in the top half of this 6th inning, Gamecocks offense can be much of the same.
Looks like a meeting just to get everybody on the same page. How they want to approach this. They want to see another loaded bases situation. South Carolina taking advantage of that in the last inning, putting up 3 runs.
Runners at first and second, and nobody out. First pitch to Quincy Lelio. Called strike in the top half. Too high this time to even the count. Lelio, a breakout campaign last year as a redshirt junior. Pops this one up. Infield skies, and on the trimmings of the grass, Gabby Mazzell able to camp under it for the first out of the inning.
Mazzell coming up big for the Hokies here in her freshman debut, being able to provide that offensive spark early on and then also getting the Hokies out of some tough situations.
In steps Carly Shelton. 1 for 2 tonight with a hit by pitch. Takes strike 1. Is off the plate to even the count. Shelton last season a .343 hitter. 23 extra base hits. She drove in 41 runs. 1-1 off the plate, skips off the glove of Yeager, allowing both Byers and Anderson to advance.
Gamecocks have that speed, applying pressure on this Hokies defense. Now they've got 2 in scoring position.
Grounder to the third base side. Lynch collects, throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. Still with 2 in scoring position, though now with 2 outs. That brings up Ariana Rohde. 0 for 1. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a run scored tonight for the Gold Glover. First offering doesn't catch the zone. At ball 1. Pitch over but low. It's ball 2. Strike called in the top half.
There's some pretty pitches by Carrico. I see what Coach DeMore was talking about. Most improved player, despite having that red shirt year last year. She's been able to come out, look very poised.
2-1 turns into 3-1. And Amanda, I say this as a compliment to Carrico, and I'll explain why with what Coach said as well. She's working all over the place. And it's really a tribute to her because she's able to mix up spots and locations like that. Rhodey lifts this one far out of play.
We've seen Rhodey's power showcased only on foul balls tonight. She's got that within her, but this Hokies staff doing a nice job of trying to stay away from letting her get to that sweet spot.
Coach DeMore said Carrico's a pitcher who can just move the ball around when she wants to, when she's in control. Payoff pitch to Rhodey is letter high, ball 4. Third walk of the frame dealt from Carrico. Every base runner out there got a free pass. Loads them up for Tate Davis. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. One swing ties it for South Carolina. Talked to the Gamecock coaching staff, and few showcased more power throughout the fall and the spring than Tate Davis did. 2-out pitch off the plate, ball 1.
3 straight frames with bases loaded, back-to-back innings for South Carolina, getting this opportunity. Can they capitalize?
Low and in, ball 2. Byers at third, Anderson at second, Rhodey at first for Davis at the dish. 2-0 pitch, called strike 1. Carrico deals, Davis just misses. She fouls it back to even the count.
And talk about being prepared for this moment for Carrico. She goes up against her own teammates, which Virginia Tech, one of the most powerful batting lineups, hit 112 home runs last season. She's going up against power hitters during practice all the time. Just for moments like this.
Bases loaded, tying run at the plate, the 2-2. Line foul to the right side. Tate Davis, 1 career home run and 11 at-bats last year at Ole Miss. 2-2 misses low and the count's full. One swing ties it for South Carolina. Davis at the dish, Carrico readies, the payoff. Golf to straightaway center on a line drive. Foster's there to end the inning. The Gamecocks leave the bases loaded, and we head to the 7th. Virginia Tech in front, 8-4. 7th. Last time we'll see Virginia Tech's offense. They hold a 4-run lead right now over South Carolina. Fresh pitcher into the mix for the Gamecocks is Neely Lamb. First offering to Jordan Lynch is low and inside. Lamb, a junior out of Cades, South Carolina. Last season, 29 appearances for the Gamecocks, won 10 games. The 3.26 ERA in just over 70 innings.
Had 81 strikeouts last year. Could use 3 of them right now.
A 1-0. Swing and a miss, even the count. The rise ball is going to be Lamb's best pitch. We'll also work in a curve as well as an improved changeup. Fastball sitting in the mid-60s. One fouled off. Lynch tonight, 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored, and also a hit by pitch.
He's also made a couple plays defensively to help this team. A veteran as just a sophomore, but has had so many reps with the Hokies.
Lamb fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw to first takes care of it. 1 away here in the 7th.
Quick command for Lamb, just getting her looking and reaching there on that swing. Neely Lamb trying to get her offense back out here.
As Zoe Yeager steps in. Amanda, you mentioned the defense tonight for Virginia Tech performed very well. 1 error on the board, and it was a throwdown from the plate to second base that went off the glove of the middle infielder and allowed a runner to advance. That's the lone mistake tonight. The Hokies have pitched really well. And anytime the Gamecocks have put a ball in play, Virginia Tech's been there to grab it, stranding 9 base runners for South Carolina, including 8 in scoring position. 0-1 from Lamb drops to even the count.
We talk about the returning offense for this Virginia Tech team, but with that offense came that continuity defensively. 11th nationally last year with a .977 fielding percentage. They brought back that strength.
1-1, called strike 2. One-two, Winters held it, but didn't get the call. The count's evened. Lamb deals, swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for Neely Lamb. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th.
South Carolina needed somebody to get some strikeouts here, get them back in the opportunity to score, and Neely Lamb comes in and gets the job done.
Two-out toss here to Gabby Mizell. Clips the outside corner, a called strike 1. Mizell has been big tonight in her collegiate debut. A game-tying RBI single in the 4th, and then was able to draw a bases-loaded walk last time out in the 6th to bring in one of the Hokies' 7 runs that frame. Grounder up the middle, stopped by Shelton, and that ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Virginia Tech in front of South Carolina 8-4. You go back to last season, Gamecocks walked off their season opener. We'll be back in a moment. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Final 3 outs in play for South Carolina as they try to make up a 4-run deficit to Virginia Tech in this season opening top 25 tilt. You go back to a year ago. The Gamecocks made a 4-run comeback in the bottom of the 7th of their season opener against a team from the Commonwealth. They walked off Virginia last year. Can they create some more magic a year later against the Hokies? Tori Inslee leads it off. First pitch, called strike. Bree Carrico back in the circle for Virginia Tech. Came in, walked the bases loaded in the 6th, but was able to work out of the jam. 0-1, Inslee can't connect. Now 0-2. Carrico fires, Inslee sends it into foul territory. Gamecock center fielder this evening 1 for 3. Base hit back in the 4th. Called strike 3, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Bree Carrico, cool, calm, and collected in the circle. Coming in, you're getting at a tight spot in the last inning, setting the tone in the final, what could be the final frame for Virginia Tech with a big strikeout.
Carrico's first of the night, second inning of action. 1 out pitch to Lexi Winters. Works into the zone in the top half. One grounded left side, backhanded stop from Rose. Throw to first is not in time as Winters beats it out of the bag.
Winters just barely making that one. Nice hustle. Trying to see if she can spark some offense for the Gamecocks. Take another look at this.
Virginia Tech going to challenge that play at first, but Amanda, based on that replay that our crew just showed us, Winters look to be safe.
Yeah, it's definitely close. Looks like Winters just beats it.
As our umpiring crew will walk over to the in-venue video review center here at Carolina Softball Stadium at Beckham Field. As a reminder, we shared this back a little bit earlier tonight, but of course, non-conference games are reviewed on site. SEC games will be reviewed by the league office out in Birmingham.
Just a second review this evening.
First challenge of the night from Virginia Tech. Gamecocks challenged to play earlier on, also at first. Was unsuccessfully challenged. Man, I had a great conversation, I guess 2 weeks ago now, with Tom Meyer, coordinator of umpires for the SEC, and he shared some interesting statistics. And keep in mind, this is only for league play. And I come in the SEC, they're the only league office among Power 5 groups that, or Power 4, I should say, that released this data. But 51% of replays last year in conference games were for out and safe calls. You would expect that to be the majority. But overall, in SEC games, only 31% of calls were overturned in replay last season. So effectively, umpires got it right 2 out of every 3 times last year in league play.
Interesting. That's awesome data.
Here comes Robert Guest, crew chief here tonight.
After review, the call at first base has been confirmed. The runner is safe. This is
call is
Virginia Tech's
confirmed.
first challenge.
So as we say, the umpires last season in conference play got 2 out of every 3. Tonight, our crew's 2 for 2 at least on challenges.
And credit to them. I mean, a lot of these plays, right, they're so close, and to make those live action calls, they do have the best view in the house.
With Winters safe at first, the Gamecocks sub in a runner. It's Dakota Potter, freshman out of Norco, California, top 60 recruit nationally, getting in her first collegiate action. Runner aboard with 1 out for Jamie McCabe. Gamecock DP is 0 for 3 tonight, trying to change that luck here. What could be the final frame of the evening. Gamecocks can't make up a 4-run deficit. Now pitch from McKay's called strike 1 from Bree Carrico. Swing and a miss. Count moves 0-2 on McKay. Carrico deals and secures her second strikeout of the inning. 2 away here in the 7th.
Bree Carrico again just staying so composed in the circle here, just sizing up the competition, trying to close this one out for Virginia Tech.
Gamecocks subbing in a pinch hitter. As they try to avoid the final out of the ball game, they'll turn to a freshman two-way player in Ansley Bennett. Somerville, South Carolina native. Two-time Gatorade Player of the Year for the Palmetto State. It's a star in the circle. Also can get it done with the bat as well. 13 homers as a junior for the Green Wave.
And Coach Chastain Woodard saying she is very competitive. I'm sure she's embracing this moment right now.
Potter the runner at first. 2 outs in the 0-1 to Bennett. Inside, even the count. Bennett pops this one out of play. 2 Gamecocks are represented out there right now. Bennett and Potter, that's half of the Gamecocks freshman class. One-two from Carrico. Cleared off foul. As Bennett battles. Former Max Preps All-American, 3-time All-State selection. One-two offering. Sent in the air. Foul territory. The catcher, Yeager, trying to find it, but loses it in the lights. And Bennett will survive for another pitch.
Bennett just trying to chip away at this at-bat, seeing these pitches settling in.
Two outs in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2. And it grounds it foul.
Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard for South Carolina talking not only about how this team needs to create its own identity versus last year, but also build its own belief, right? Last year, an incredible start for South Carolina, but this is a half brand new team that needs to work together to figure that out on their own for the 2026 season.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Bree Carrico closes out the 7th with a trio of strikeouts, and Virginia Tech locks down the opening day win, 8-4.
Strong presence from the Virginia Tech pitching, able to close that out. Clutch performance from Carrico, and then a balanced attack. 3 different batters with 2 RBIs to help blow this one open in the 6th.
6th inning is when the Hokies broke through a 7-run frame that was kicked off on a big-time swing from Kylie Aldridge. First pitch of the inning went a long way, Amanda.
Yeah, that one just so powerful. New pitcher, didn't matter for her. She blasted that one open, and that's all Virginia Tech needed. Something they do so well. That power was contagious.
The Hokies are a winner, and now in their 8th season under Pete DeMoore, they are now 8-0 in season openers. That closes out our coverage here tonight. The Gamecocks back in action tomorrow, 3 p.m. to take on Syracuse. For our entire crew, including Amanda Poole, I'm Kate Crenshaw saying so long from Columbia. As always, remember to smile. Thanks so much for joining us as Virginia Tech defeats South Carolina 8-4.